What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Boot Breakdown. I am JB, the sports guy, and you see him on the other side. He's back this week, the one and only Nick Campbell. What's going on, Nick?
Yay. What's going on?
Hey, a whole lot that happened this past weekend in regards to high school football. That's what's going on, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, man. Glad to be back.
Man, we glad to have you back. Our other buddy, Jordan Taylor, he is on assignment for tonight, so he is unavailable to join us. But me and my man Nick, we're going to hold it down tonight, and we're going to tell you everything that happened this weekend in high school football. And also, we'll talk about some of the upcoming matchups that's going to happen in week 8. My brother Nick, I want to start off with the biggest upset of the weekend that happened on Friday night, and that is the Liberty Patriots defeating the Zachary Broncos. When I saw the score, I was completely in shock. I don't think any of us saw that happening, but this is why you play the game. And Liberty showed up and defeated the Broncos of Zachary 52-31. I'll let you go first. Your thoughts about that upset happening on Friday night?
Yeah, you can always go back to football is the ultimate team lessons about life. Sometimes parents really don't understand. I mean, look, Liberty coach without their coach. So they won game in absence of coach.
Get to that later.
You get what I'm
getting into that later.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So football is going to continue to be the ultimate sport, man. And guys got to realize, and parents got to realize, it's not about you. It's about the unit. And whatever the unit produce is going to be the results, man. And I'm kudos to these guys, man. We talked for weeks on how strong Zachary Broncos could possibly be. Liberty went on that slide. They played some tough teams. It started off with the Lutcher upset of them, and they really had to get some things in perspective. And Coach, he bought the running game from Opelousas. Coach Zachary bought the running game from Opelousas to Liberty with some tough defense and the way he coaches a mentality. So kudos to them for living with that mentality even without the coach.
Yes, indeed. And I'm kind of shocked here because we got Jordan Taylor. There he is. What's up, Jordan Taylor?
What up, dude?
Nothing much.
That's one of the hardest working guys.
I just wanted to come in. I wanted to come in and say hello. I got the kids in the back, wife's in the passenger. We're coming back from the Monster Jam. Took my little boy to go see the Monster Jam, so I just wanted to come in, say hello as I make my way on the way home. But Liberty
you doing good
out there, head coach. Highly impressive.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about, man. No Jimmy Zachary due to an in-school investigation that's going on, which is shocking. And I really want to say that I think it motivated these kids to play even harder going into that Zachary game, not knowing that they weren't going to have Coach Zachary, JT. Can you hear me, Jordan?
Yeah, you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, saying that it was quite impressive that these kids played probably with extra motivation, knowing that they wouldn't have Coach Zachary for that game.
Absolutely. We had a feeling that we would see this Liberty Magnet team at some point this season because we knew the standard and the style that was being implemented. We knew the standard and the style that was being implemented there from the new coaching staff. So it was only a matter of time before we would get this brand of football. And here we are 7 weeks later. Liberty Magnet is played this past week the way I thought they was going to play this entire season. But great win. I'm going to step away, let you guys handle it the rest of the way. I'm going to get my kids home, and I'll catch y'all down down the road.
Definitely, man. Appreciate you, Jordan. Definitely.
Be safe.
Y'all have a great rest of y'all weekend.
Definitely. You too, man.
All right.
So getting back to
Wait for him to chime in, right?
yeah. Definitely. Getting back to Liberty, and you mentioned it and Jordan mentioned it. Coach Zachary loves smash mouth football, period. Straight run the ball down your throats and a physical defense, period. That's his motto of how he wants things to be done with his teams. And I just don't know if Zachary faced any type of physicality this season going into this game, or if Zachary overlooked Liberty. I don't know, but I'm not taking no credit away from Liberty for this game. None at all. To go there and win this game without Coach Zachary, to win it without him, and to win it in a dominating fashion says a lot about the team, the coaching staff Coach Zachary has, Nick, and it says a lot about what Coach Zachary has implemented into this team.
Yeah, in a short period of time also. You know, we always talk about different things as far as understanding how this process with these high school kids, man. Parents, you gotta buy in. You gotta get your kids to school and whatever the coaches need. And look, secondly, the coaching staff had to buy in, because a lot of folks don't realize how hard it is to assemble a coaching staff throughout your faculty. You know, you probably could bring one holdover coach in from your other and find a position for him. But it's kind of tough to build a staff, and especially in an area like Baton Rouge, that upper airline area, it's kind of hard. So kudos to Coach Zachary and his coaching staff, because he is a leader of men.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. Before we move on, would you say this is one of Liberty's, because I'm saying it is, one of Liberty's biggest wins ever for football?
Yes. You know, we look at Liberty as a basketball school, and, you know, we was often wondering when will that cycle come around. So Liberty student body got it right. Liberty school board got it right. They got them a guy in place, and they could be potentially pushing for a state championship. This is one of the biggest upsets that we saw come through Liberty since their existence, you know?
Yeah, agreed. Shelby Boyle, Nick, are we tailgating October 31st?
I tell you what, it's looking real good. It's looking real good. I'm gonna probably have to work a Saturday to make that happen, and I'll put something on Facebook to let everybody know what they need to bring, because I think my cousin Noonie gonna be getting at me any minute to see what they got going on. You know, one of our rivalry games that's happening.
You know, Noonie gonna definitely, you know he will. All right, let's go to the next topic at hand. West Monroe, big time win over Ouachita, 39-25. Is West Monroe, like the West Monroe we know from years ago, is West Monroe back?
No.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna say that with a hard no. You can remember at week 2 when West Monroe had their struggles on. We talked about the old West Monroe versus the new West Monroe. Not taking nothing away from Coach Dyes. He got those guys playing really well. But when you playing these games like they're playing, I think they're playing for kids in that little Ouachita area, Monroe area. Those kids know each other. They got some of the best football playing up north, you know. And that 5A Division I, whoo, man. I don't see them traveling down here and beating one of these powerhouses that we got.
Okay. So I look at West Monroe. I lost to North DeSoto, the number 1 team in Division II non-select. And then after that, you got wins against Catholic of Baton Rouge, who everybody said has a chance to go to
Impressive.
state. You got to win over Alexandria, last year's state runner-up, who only has one loss, and then
impressive.
And then you beat Washita Parish, who has only 2 losses this year, but losses to West Monroe and Ruston. I'm going to say that they're not back to what we are accustomed to seeing in West Monroe, but they're almost getting back there. And if you look at the power rankings right now, they have taken the #1 spot. And you know, from back in the day when West Monroe was #1 or #2 in power rankings, it was pretty much a guarantee they were going to the Dome because it is hard to win in that stadium. Now,
yeah, and I'm kind of hoping that we look at that, and I enjoy y'all show talking about the power rankings. Y'all open up the can that Coach Frank denied didn't even have to open up with the power rankings because it's preliminary right now, thinking that top 4 teams in 5A, man, I tell you, you can never count out that Ruston Neville matchup against West Monroe again. And you got to throw Central in the mix. You can't leave out Destrehan.
Right.
And Hornville can be the sleeper if they get that game back at Boutique to punch their ticket to the Superdome.
Well, the only way that can happen if Hornville is a higher seed than West Monroe, because all the higher seeds get the home games. My question is about that district, and we'll get into Ruston over Neville in a little bit, but my question is about that district. Right now, West Monroe, Ruston, and Washita are 1, 2, and 3 in the power rankings in Division 2, Division 1 non-select. Says a lot about that district, don't you think?
Yeah, then they still got 1 or 2 games left, right?
West Monroe still has to play Ruston.
Yes.
And
Ruston, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ruston is a nightmare matchup for anybody. If you look at them, a lot of people thought Ruston was over with in the beginning, but it is not. They're not. So we gotta keep a sneaky eye on that district coming out, because it's just like the 8-5A. The district winner is not gonna automatically advance. They're gonna probably have a gauntlet to get through to get to where they need to be.
Agreed. Man, we would go to West Monroe and get that W. 3rd round, we travel deep. Shelby Boyle says that. Okay, Shelby Boyle, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you, brother. We know Hornville ain't scared to travel, man. We all know that. Especially after that game against LaGrange many years ago, that semifinal game in Lake Charles. I was there. A lot of family members went to LaGrange, and they were there at the time in high school. And LaGrange missed the extra point in overtime to lose that game. Austin Tyler, Ruston has an unstoppable tight end, Ahmad Hudson. Yep, we know about him. But let's talk about Ruston and Neville, Nick. And with 9 minutes and 56 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter, Ruston was down by 17 points and won that game.
Yeah.
Do you think Ruston came back and won that game, or Neville let that game slip away?
Again, Ruston is a nightmare matchup for anybody. What do I receive? 6'8", man? It's a cheat code in high school. And the reason why we do the boot breakdown is to educate people about what's going on in the state of Louisiana in high school football. So when that 6'8" guy come down to Destrehan, let's say they come to Destrehan, they don't be surprised that this kid is too old or too tall or yada yada yada, like they did about 2 years ago when Zachary had that guy. You know what I'm saying? That basketball player. Yeah, so I mean, the boot breakdown is really educating people on the stuff, the knowledge that we know and what we see about how this boot is really going to culminate in December.
I look at it like this, man. You down by 17 with 10 minutes left to go. Ruston had already committed 4 turnovers. 4 turnovers. Man, you got to find a way to still the game. You got to find a way. And to let a team come back and win in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes left, man, that's tough. And I'm wondering how Neville took this loss. I'm wondering how they took this loss. If they feel as if they're heartbreaking loss, and I'm just wondering, Nick. I mean, I
know
think
Neville
a lot
Tigers.
of teams. Go ahead.
No, Neville Tigers. They didn't have some tough games this year. They had a tough loss already this year. But to have this one was so meaningful. My message is, what do the coach tell the kids for week number 8? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, what's going to happen? It could be a defining moment also for the Neville Tigers that can really say, you know what? When we got their foot down, we got to really start the mashing it, you know?
Yeah. Agreed. That's still to me 2 teams that you may not want to see on your side of the bracket once those brackets come out. All right. We're gonna go to Shreveport. Calvary Baptist defeats Union Parish 48-0 to win District 1-2A already. Bam. They were crowned district champions. They were up 35-0 at the half. Braylon Hugland of Calvary Baptist had touchdown catches of 49 yards and 80 yards. I'll go first on this. I picked Calvary Baptist to win this game big. And it's just a difference between Calvary players and Union Parish players. It's a total difference in talent level. But when you look at Union, Coach Spadafora ain't worried about this loss. You know why? Because Coach Spadafora schedule's tough anyway. So his 9th district was already tough. He has Calvary Baptist in his district. They lose to him. And then you know what Coach Spadafora is saying from here on out? All right, now let's get ready for the playoffs. Because we know we can make a deep run in the playoffs, and we do it every year. I mean, we won state 2 years ago. We got to the semis against St. James last year and lost. So now it's time to get ready and make this run towards the playoffs. So yeah, Calvary Baptist won big, but Coach Spadafora, he is putting his loss to the side. They may look at film, probably did already look at the film and saw the mistakes they made and corrected that. But right now, Coach Spadafora is saying, we worried about Division 3, non-select, and we about to make a big-time run because we do it every year, and we get better playing these tough teams, Nick.
JB, I'm glad you said that. And you know what? This is so near and dear to my heart, even since the power ranking been instituted, man. Union Parish really don't want to go on the road again to St. James. Don't want to go on the road to Sterlington. And I know they're not posting an 8-2 record this year, but when we go back and look at it all, I think that might be the game that send Union Parish on the road in late November.
Okay, we got JT back. There he is.
So where they cook. So where they cook.
Union Parish is cooked.
Quarters is the ceiling.
No, man. Quarters. You say Union Parish get to the quarterfinals and that's it.
That's the ceiling.
What?
With that loss, let's note it.
Nah, JT. JT.
They got some teams in that division. That's all we're gonna be about. Who they match up with.
Yeah.
I mean, does Union Parish go and get Sterlington in the quarters or St. James in the quarters earlier than what they usually get them?
It's very possible due to the fact I think they're 15th, 16th in power rankings right now. So it's very possible they can meet one of them second round in the quarters. I think it's possible. It just depends on, like Jordan said, the matchups and how the brackets follow. You got Jordan. Jordan, you're breaking up, buddy. Say what you said again, Jordan. Jordan, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you say what you said again?
There we go.
No, I was just saying it depends on where they fall in the bracket because if you go draw one of those top four seeds in the second round or the quarters, I mean that may be all she wrote. It's not the Union of old that's being one of those four teams.
Okay. Okay.
Oh
Let
yeah.
me ask you this. Lafayette Christian defeats Notre Dame 41-7. These are the number 1 and 2 teams in Division III Select. Jordan Taylor, your thoughts about LCA winning in dominant fashion over Notre Dame?
The hotel rooms are booked, and they've been booked for a while because they knew what type of team they was going to have coming into this season. And as the 7 weeks have played out, my goodness, who's going to catch up to them right now? You talked about Calvary Baptist a minute ago. I would love to see that matchup, whether it's a semifinal or a state championship matchup. But right now, LCA going to dominate what was the second ranked team in the state in Notre Dame. This LCA team staying healthy the rest of the way is going to give a lot of people trouble. I don't see them having another competitive game until they get to the semis.
Even with Evangel?
Correction. Evangel's in the 9-district slot.
Yeah.
That one right there is going to be a shootout for the ages. Let's go 9-district wise. District wise. No one's going to give them a game. And then you go first round bye, second round blowout, quarterfinal blowout. Semifinals is the next closest game besides the Evangel one.
Okay.
My opinion.
Okay, your thoughts, Nick?
And I think the hotels are already booked.
Man, I tell you what, I apologize to the guys that in week 5 that I know LCA when he took their loss. You know, I was just saying the same old LCA, but look, they've been playing lights out, guys, and you got to give them their flowers. Jordan, I think you're absolutely because they does travel to New Orleans really well. So they really want to get those hotels booked. They really want to get those charter bus load up. And second to St. James, I think they tailgate the best when it comes down to being at the Superdome.
Okay. And you remember yourself, they've played in a bunch of state championships, but not every one of them has been at the Superdome. So they tailgated in Tulane, they tailgated at UL, they tailgated at Natchitoches for those. So they didn't play state championships all over the place. So it's just one of those teams that's built different and built for December.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed. And yeah, I just don't see no one being able to stop LCA from getting back to the dome. I don't see it right now.
There's a lot of teams right now hoping they fall on the other side of the bracket.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Let's go to this game that happened, and I'll go to you with this one, Nick. Edie White defeating Lutcher 31-21. Your thoughts about what happened in this game?
Edie White?
Edie White and Lutcher, yeah.
Yeah, man, I was fortunate to see that game, man. Lutcher had a lead. You know, when you playing a team in their own territory, you got to hit them with the punch and you got to keep punching. And I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we understand that Lutcher is really young. I told you at the beginning of the year that Lutcher was going to be young. They're going to probably eat a little bit more. Lutcher going to be a hard out in the playoffs, even though their record is 3-4. They are going to be a hard out. They got 2 favorable games to give them a winning schedule or to make the playoffs. They should come. With this schedule, Lutcher should come in at least no lower than a 16.
I think they're top 10 in the power rankings. Lutcher is. Edie White, man, is starting to play some good football. Nick, the 9-district was tough. You got Holy Cross, Jesuit, and I know there's another team I'm missing. They started off 0-3, but now, yes, that's it. Hornville, you are correct. But now it seems like the ball is starting to roll in the correct direction for them. And right now they got 4 wins in a row. So Edie White's starting to look like that team that got to that Superdome last year. JT, any thoughts about Edie White and Lutcher?
Yeah, I think this is a better comparison when we go strength of schedule out the gate. You gave the comparison of Union Parish. I'm gonna flip it and say I'm gonna say Edie White strength of schedule out the gate suits them better going into this year's playoff bracket because Edie White, yep, 3 losses, but they done reeled off what 4 in a row now. So I think they're hitting their stride at the right time, and I would say their strength of schedule better suits them going into this year's playoffs where they could find their self Turkey Week or even beyond right back to New Orleans.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
And
We're gonna stay in.
I was
Go
listening
ahead,
to the
Nick.
interview. I was listening to the interview, and the coach was always talking about things, the little things that his team wasn't doing in the beginning of the season when you playing tough opponents, trying to secure games, the little things. And he kept harping on the little things that they get done. And I mean, when you see Lutcher caught him by surprise with athleticism, and just like the old Edie White, they gnawed back, and they find a way to win that game. They found a way to win that game.
Okay. We're gonna stay in the river parishes right quick. St. Charles Catholic defeats Legacy. You know, Legacy is led by Kayshawn Henderson, 5-star quarterback for Legacy, but St. Charles Catholic holds on to the victory, 35-31. Your thoughts about this, Nick?
Well, look what I got on.
Yeah, I see that. St. Charles Catholic.
It was kind of good to watch these guys play that game. You know, if you're a quarterback lover, I'm watching that, and I'm watching the other game, and I'm watching this one on the television, the screen, and like I just wanted to see Keyshawn Henderson personally. I missed him, but what I saw from him and Legacy being a traveling type school, man, the sky's the limit for these guys. But they never know. They played last year at St. Charles, but it's magical on a Friday night in Laplace at Frank Monica Field. So it was a great game. It was a great high school football game. The outcome just didn't favor Legacy.
Definitely. JT, your thoughts?
Yeah, yeah, man. I was told that this game could get out of hand and get out of hand early, but I was always thinking to myself that St. Charles is just too well coached to just get ran out of any stadium here in the state of Louisiana. And St. Charles proved it once again what type of football team they have this year, what type of coaching staff they have on that sideline. When they go Division III select bracket and the St. Charles Comets gets their seed, you start matching up some matchups along the way, and you're gonna start thinking to yourself, is this the year the Comets get back to the Big Easy? And right now, I think to myself, St. Charles is one of those teams where I'm thinking of the old St. Charles of a few years prior, where they made, what was it, 3-4 trips in a row? You'll correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
But a huge win for them going into the back half of this season.
To be exact, 5 out of 7. 5 out of 7. They had an incredible run from 2018 because we lost we lost 2 personally. My my oldest son lost 1 to Riverside, and my other son twice. You know, so they've been on a magical run. They went up in class. The cell is growing. The kids are buying in, and the most important thing we should be talking about in late October. A lot of those schools that haven't help on their side, they're going to continue to prevail.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. This game was played last year between the two, and St. Charles got the win. And St. Charles, to me, being a better team than they were last year, able to hold on to this victory against Legacy. I want to go.
St. Charles is the type of team they can win in any way they need to on a Friday night, whether it's special teams, defense, offense, however they need to get the win, they'll find a way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree. Wayne Stein Ball Club, man, that's a hard-nosed fighting team right there. I want to go to Hammond versus Mandeville right quick.
Skippers let me down on my picks.
I'll tell you what, though, it was a good game between the two, but after halftime, Hammond turned the corner. didn't let Mandeville score at all, took the lead to go up 20-17. And then Mandeville goes for the game-tying field goal with 2 seconds left, and it was wide right, I believe. They missed it. Hammond celebrates, and this was the first time Hammond defeated Mandeville in many, many years. And we talk about a good Mandeville team that has some good athletes that like to run the ball, and they were even mixing it up. The run game was working so well, they started doing some play action, and they were connecting on passes. But Hammond stepped it up in the second half, and it was a big win for them. And Coach Buckles was proud of his guys, and they got a running back by the name of Zaylen Bennett. And I'm telling you, Nick, when I tell you like how we talk about Quincy Adams not having these offers and everything he should, I will say the same for Zaylen Bennett. And to me, he got speed, he got size, about 6'1". And I'm telling you, the vision that this guy has, somebody got to try to pick him up. He said the only people that have looked at him is Southern University. And I think that is a hidden gem in the state. But I'll go to you, JT. Your thoughts about Hammond and Mandeville.
My thoughts are, who is Mandeville? Because 1 week we get the Skippers and we think to ourselves, okay, that's who we're gonna get. And then this week, in a couple other weeks, we get to ourselves, okay, are they you guys got to see it up close and personal. Is it a thing where Mandeville's just going in and beating themselves? Or is it one of those things where it's an up and down season, and whichever week you get them, the good Mandeville, you better watch out, but whichever week they play a little bit off, you might be able to slip by and get a win here, because I think Mandeville's still a good ball club. I just don't know which Skipper team we're going to get week in and week out. And Hammond, great win at home, and that's why you play the game to the final 0. A missed field goal, you said it was, right there at the buzzer. So I'm sure the broadcast team had another great call and another great ball game. 20-17. Congratulations on another fantastic Hash It Out Show game of the week.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. And the fans for Hammond showed up a little late, Nick. They showed up a little late, but they were there, and they were celebrating just along with them. They were happy for that victory, Nick.
Man, good tornadoes to the Hammond, man. And look, JB, you can remember I came on the Hash It Out Show 2 years ago, and we got into a little, not you and I, but with a fan, we was talking about the guy saying why I'm so hard on Mandeville, always a bridesmaid, never a bride, you know, and that's what we talking about with the consistency. Jordan talked about how Mandeville, you know, you don't know what you're gonna get. And that was the only thing I was telling that guy 2 years ago. We see you. We know you guys are there, but we just need y'all to kick down that door and prove us all wrong. You know, because I feel just like everybody else, I think it was that year before they was 6-0, and then it just disappeared. You know, so good shot for Hammond, man. And Mandeville got to be tough. This is football. This is the football turning point. Those games matter.
JB, you have the rankings for both of these teams?
From the power rankings?
Yeah, you got the rankings for both of these teams. Where can we expect to see them fall in the brackets?
Let me go get it for you right quick. Just give me 1 second. It ain't gonna take me long.
Is it top 10-ish for both, or are they flirting around the 20 to 28 range?
I'm thinking they're gonna be flirting around. So I'm looking at it right now, because I want to say Hammond
at 16.
Hammond is 16 in select, and in non-select, Mandeville is 16. So they both are at 16 in the different divisions. So
both of them got work to do to secure a home playoff game.
There you go. Yep, you are correct.
Okay.
All right. I want to go back up north. Jordan, you and I were on the phone, and we talked about this game, and you
answered the phone? You answered the phone this weekend?
Yeah, man.
I don't know. You're a busy man. You're a busy man. I don't know. That man was at the concert. That man was at the 4 or 5 different games this week?
Man, I answered the phone at the concert for you. I was like, I'm gonna call you back at that Chris Brown concert.
Man, I said 30 minutes. Here we are 3 days later.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Friday, man, I was running errands, trying to get things done. I said, man, give me 30 minutes, man, and it just snowball effect, man.
You said North
Couldn't get-
Louisiana, so I'm curious to see where you're going with this.
All right. So Jordan called me and he said, "What you think about Mangum over North Oak Grove?" I was like, I don't know, but Jordan, a big time 49-28 victory for Mangum. Your thoughts?
I actually talked to a Oak Grove alum earlier in the week, and he said Mangum by 14, and I said, interesting. I said I thought Mangum would win the football game also, and then you go listen to some of the guys that are actually in the building over there at Oak Grove, and it's just one of those years where too much talent lost a year ago from Oak Grove to go and win these type of games against a good Mangum team that's only one loss this year is to 3A Gina. So I thought they had a chance to go and win this one. I knew we was probably in for a shootout. And what do you know? Every time Mangum touches the field, it's going to be a combined over 100 points between them and who they're playing. But Oak Grove, not sure what's going to happen moving forward. I know they got the big one with the Ouachita Christian Week 10, so that's going to tell you all you need to know there. But Mangum, they very well, if they get matched up in that Division 4 non-select bracket, could be punching their ticket, but it's all about matchups. Who's going to get into one of those score fests with them in that quarterfinal, semifinal matchup? That's what I'm intrigued by with Mangum, because they can score with the best of them. They just need to get 1 or 2 stops along the way.
Definitely. Mangum, a quarterfinal team last year that lost a close one to the state champions, South Plaquemine. So it's definitely a team to look out for, Nick. But to me, this is a defining statement win the season that Mangum is letting people know we are not to be played with this season.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna boil down to 2 things: matchup and depth. Matchup and depth. If you can move along pretty good throughout the playoffs, and you catch that favorable matchup, you can win. You can win. Mangum could really step up and get to the state championship.
Yeah, I could see it. I'm looking at the power rankings right now for Division 4 non-select. Top 4, South Plaquemine is number 1. North Iberville, number 2. Jeanerette, number 3. Jeanerette got a tough one this upcoming weekend against Covenant Christian. And number 4 is Mangum. So Mangum looking to stay in that top 4 and definitely looking to move up to number 1 or number 2, because they would love to stay up north and host a semifinal game. So there you have it right there with the Mangum Dragons.
Happy shootout, whoever draws the Dragons.
There you go.
And North Iberville got a big one. North Iberville also has a big one coming up with Ascension Catholic.
Okay, there we go.
District play.
We looking for 100 points in that game, right?
I don't know. It depends. It depends on Ascension Catholic is the team that runs that district. So is North Iberville gonna go win this game or stay in the ballpark in this game? I'm curious to see which North Iberville team shows up against a really well coached Ascension Catholic Ball Club.
Okay.
But
St. Augustine.
That's the district title game for sure.
St. Augustine, 26-3 victory over Archbishop Rummel. I think we all know how good St. Augustine is, but I think every week, we are more impressed with the St. Augustine team. 26-3, your defense steps up and only allow a field goal. That's pretty big right there. And this was a big matchup in regards to power rankings, and St. Augustine stays pretty high. Rummel falls back a little bit. St. Augustine goes to number 5. Rummel drops to number 10. I think they both were in the top 6 going into the game yesterday, and there you have it right now. JT, what can we say about St. Augustine moving forward?
What we can say is they need to drop a spot or move up 2 or 3 spots. That's what we could say right there. They do not need to be 4 or 5 going into the playoffs, knowing who's waiting down the road at the 1 seed. We want that game in the Superdome. We would rather see that game in the Super St. Aug and Edna Core, because what a scene and atmosphere that would be. And let's see who would get it done on the Superdome turf. But a long ways from there. That's what I would say. Stay away from that side of the bracket. But only giving up 3 points to a Rummel team that has been running the football extremely well these last couple of weeks. Going into Rummel, spoiling their homecoming, you had to think they played with a chip on the shoulder, and a chip on the shoulder since the car game these last couple of weeks. So they want to finish this season strong, get a high seed going into the playoffs. I think they can get to the two slot as long as they don't have a hiccup along the way. But St. Aug, their best football is ahead of them, and they just keep increasing every week, playing better football. And this week, defense went and proved something to a lot of people around the state of Louisiana. They don't have to just get in shootouts with everyone. They can play some darn good defense also.
Agreed. Before I go to you, Nick, yeah, I agree with what Jordan says, and they don't need to overlook anyone right now.
Mm-hmm.
Taking one game at a time. Next week is homecoming against Brother Martin, but you got to stay focused on Brother Martin. And then I think after that, they're going to have Holy Cross, and then week 10 may decide who's getting that number 2 seed. Maybe. See, John Curtis they have in the car week 9, and then week 10 is John Curtis versus St. Augustine. So St. Augustine can win out and get a win over John Curtis, then we pretty much may be getting what we want and what we are wishing. 2 or 3, yeah. What we are wishing.
1 and 2. That's what you're wishing.
Yeah, exactly. What we are wishing. Yep. For Edna Carr to be at number 1 and St. Augustine to be at number 2. And we get that dome matchup, or it'll be a rematch, but all the people will show up for this game, Nick. But Nick, your thoughts about St. Augustine?
Man, Jordan must be like tapping in on our text, because I just texted this to you about 11 o'clock this morning. It's amazing that I would love to see how the formula is going to be done at the end. Because even with the remainder 2 games and the strength of St. Aug's schedule, with the asterisk of one team, I don't see him going no lower than 3. No lower than 3. Let's say they don't lose another game. Let's say they win out. St. Aug should be right at 3, because Curtis numbers, if Curtis continue to win out in that game that decided, I mean, they might have that St. Aug Curtis to punch the ticket to the dome, the play card, I think they're going to get some good all-around games, the whole Division 1 select bracket.
I'll tell you what, before we move on to some of the games that we're looking forward to in week 8, with Sean Tig Coulon for St. Augustine, the quarterback, man, he has just been absolutely accurate in the games he has played in. He's been absolutely accurate. He's been running the offense phenomenally. It's just the one loss against Edna Carr, and to me, he's pretty much playing the best at the quarterback slot in the state, with the best quarterbacks in the state, and that's John Johnson at Carr, Peyton Houston at Evangel, Eli Haven at Dunham. But Sean Coulon's name needs to be mentioned with all of those guys right there, because he has been spectacular this season. And don't be shocked if you see Vashawn Coulon's name on the All-State team. Don't be shocked. I'm just letting you know that right now. Don't be shocked.
Yeah, I won't be shocked. Look, I'm excited for this young man, JB. You and I was at the Carr St. Aug game last year, and it was a tough game for him. It was like he was playing by himself. but you can also see that he grew up. And look,
Yep.
I know Coach Valdez watches this show and he understands, and he used this for bulletin board material for his players also. Don't eat the cheese. Don't eat the cheese. Continue to play well, and all of those good things that's going to happen for you moving forward, man. But yes, he's an all-state player. Is he the best quarterback? He's been grown, but I can tell you like this: he's a tremendous athlete, and somebody would be getting a steal if they recruit him right.
Agreed. One more game I want to talk about before we go to the previews for next week. And that is a game that came down to the wire with one team saying we're going to go for 2 and go for the win, and they were unsuccessful. That is East Ascension defeating St. Amant 49-48. What a ball game between the two. This is a big-time rivalry. I was talking to somebody on Friday who's from that area, and he says, man, people get to the stadium at 4:00. And I was like, oh man, I didn't think other teams did that like Hornville and Dexter had. I didn't know that, but I said, okay, that's pretty big right there. And big time win for East Ascension, Nick.
I'm gonna give you a good plug. Y'all need to find a way to get that game 1 year. Y'all gotta find a way. Hash it out show under the lights. They gotta find a way to get that game. That's one of the most celebrated games outside of St. James, like the Hornville Destrehan.
Unfortunately, they're on the
contract. Man,
you know, that's why I said contract. Yep.
Look, that's why I say we gotta find a way. Because I'm telling you, the stadium be sold out the Monday of. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't purchase tickets. And I heard about the rivalry. And guess what? Yes, I would go for 2. Yes, I would prepare my team, because if we make the 2-point conversion, we win and we're not even talking about it. But if we lose, we got to be men and we got to go back to work Sunday and Monday and get prepared for next week.
Definitely. JT.
This is rivalry football at its best. East Ascension, St. Amant, that is a game that everyone looks forward to every single year. They play for that trophy. The fan bases are incredible. They shut down the cities. It's standing room only, and that's high school football at its best. That's a semifinal atmosphere right there in week 7, and kudos to the coaching staffs for a phenomenal game. Kudos to the players for a phenomenal game, and like they say, someone's got to lose, someone's got to win. And this year, 2025, East Ascension wins the Battle of Burnside. I think it is.
There you have it. You have it.
Kudos to Coach Brock and that coaching staff and those players, those sporting football players. Rivalry football win this week.
Yep. Yes, sir. Totally agreed. All right, guys. Let's look into next week, some of the games that sticks out. And I'm looking at the schedule right now. So let me look and see. I'm looking at Thursday games right now.
You want me to just reel off a bunch of them to you?
Oh, you can. Yeah, you got it already. Let's do it. Yes, sir.
All right. Here's your undefeated team, and here's your complete team.
Okay.
Show me something, Belle Chase. You got St. Charles this week.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big one. This is going to be Belle Chase's first true test this year. This is their first true test. If they pass this test, it's going to say a lot for Belle Chase. They were number 2 in the power rankings. They dropped to number 4, and that's due to the strength factor for them. But if they can beat St. Charles Catholic, it's going to say a lot about Belle Chase moving forward.
Or even staying in the ballpark.
Agreed. Yes, sir. Agreed. Yep.
Speaking of East Ascension, your offensive coordinator makes the return trip to Teurlings this week. It's the undefeated Rebels, and it's East Ascension Spartans. Teurlings, East Ascension, gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great one. What you think, Nick?
Oh man, incredible! Look, I tell you, I was torn about what game I want to go to Friday. What is the Belle Chase St. Charles or the Donaldsonville St. James? You know, St. Donaldsonville is they flexing their muscle again. St. James is starting to get healthy again, and that's been I don't know. I think I might have met Jordy the first time at that game at Donaldsonville St. James about a couple years ago, and man, is a fanfare game. They got a lot of things going.
I've only been to
We
St.
got a
James one
delay.
time.
No, the
he
St.
said
James
he only been to
Donaldsonville
St.
game.
James one time. That's what he said. He only been to
I
St.
said,
James
I thought
once.
you said he met
Yeah,
me
yeah.
for the first time.
That's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, yeah.
Not me. We still
Yeah,
never met yet.
but saying that to say this, even St. James, Donaldsonville, it's a big game. It's a really big game. DJs on the track is the cousin game. Everybody know everybody. It's
Right.
a mini rivalry that's starting to turn really good.
All right, JT.
All right. Can they make it 4 district wins in a row? You know where I'm going with this.
I know.
Prairieville gets Denham Springs this week, ladies and gentlemen. Can they just keep knocking off district opponents? Who saw this one coming?
None of us, to be honest with you, and we got to credit them for what they have done.
Go ahead, Nick.
Now you can remember right after the Riverside loss, we didn't know where Prairieville was going. You know what I'm saying? And they've been reeling them off. They've been punching them out. You know, and that says a lot about the coaching staff to really say, you know, we lost to Riverside. Not discrediting Riverside. Riverside is a really good ball club, but we're talking about a 5A school versus up and coming state champion aspirated team that want to do good. And both after that game, both teams went north of winning. Prairieville and Riverside. So kudos to both coaching staffs and having these guys playing and knocking off opponents late in the season like this.
Yeah. A tale of two parts of the season. First half, we wasn't talking about Prairieville. Second half, they're on everybody's radar right now.
Yes, they are.
And they got a big one with Denham Springs this week. All right, you know another big one?
What you got?
We talked about this next team getting into a shootout with every team they play with. Well, I would say this next team would welcome that challenge, but will be the best defense they play this year. Okay?
Okay.
Mangum or Ouachita Christian this week.
Man, you hit it on the nail. The best defense they're gonna play against. You hit it on the nail, man. You are right. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh yeah, got my eyes on that one for sure.
The world does. Washington having state championship aspirations in Division 4 select, and I tell you, they sitting at number 6, 7 in the power rankings, and this can really elevate them.
You talking about Ouachita?
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ouachita
Christian.
I think they're still above 10 right now.
No, I'm looking at it right now. They are number 12.
Yeah, they're still above 10 because of their strength of schedule.
Yep.
This is their
jump.
toughest opponent of the year.
Yeah,
so they
can jump. They're probably. Oh yeah. And I talked to a couple of people that way, and I think they're gonna put the world on notice with this game, according to them. So it's not just our 6 eyes watching. They got a lot of folks watching this game.
We could see a tale of two games here. We can either see a shootout for the ages, or Ouachita Christian's defense puts Mangum in check. That's the storylines that was going to come out of that one.
There you go.
Oh, I mean, anything else that really sticks out to you? I got some local ones here, but anything else that sticks out to you? Games coming up in week 8, because we're at the point now where it's district title showdowns these next 3 weeks.
Definitely, district title showdowns. As I'm looking right now, because I haven't really got the chance to look. But I'm looking right now. As I'm going through it right quick. I'm still looking.
I know we get Notre Dame Jennings this week. That last year that was a field goal that was missed at the gun last year, so that's another big one.
I got one for you right here.
Yeah.
This is close to your area. Close. Gina at Bunkie.
Yep. Live on Under the Lights.
There it is. Gina at Bunkie. Ooh, man. That's going to be a good one right there.
Gina Giants, Bunkie Panthers.
Yeah.
One loss Gina and no loss Bunkie. That's gonna be get there early type of matchup.
There you go.
I'll be tuning in to Under the Lights.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're gonna be full, so we're gonna be sluggish to start the broadcast.
they feed them good up there. They feed them good.
It's also district title. It's also district title showdown between Opelousas and Cecilia. I don't know if you want to mention rivalry game with Warren Easton and Carr this week. Central and Liberty has a lot more interest now that Liberty did what they did.
Yep.
Catholic Oinkapi and St. Ed's really headlines a big one down there in Eunice for us. And Alexandria Ruston, I think that's a big game, huh?
That's a big game.
Kidding, big one in North Louisiana.
I got a couple more for you. I got a couple more.
Hit it.
All right, Country Day at South Plaquemines. Country Day, great team. We all talked about it, the district championship coming down between South Plaquemines and Newman, which is a Week 10 game. But Country Day has looked very good with their offense and using those basketball players like Curtis McAllister, the son of Deuce McAllister, Kellen Brewer, the son of Corey Brewer, who played in the NBA, and then you got Herm Dyson, who was the who made All-State in basketball. Those three guys have helped out so much with the Country Day football team. Trust me, this ain't gonna be a South Plaquemines blowout, which people probably thought before the season started. This is gonna be a tight ball game throughout. This is gonna be a good ball game.
Yes.
Southern Lab at Kentwood is another one, Jordan.
Okay. So Southern Lab licking their chops from a week ago. Kaplan winning there. And I'm surprised we didn't talk about this one. Kaplan went in there and knocked off Southern Lab at Southern Lab's field this past week. So shout out to the Pirates. Physical Ball Club went and got it done. So you said Southern Lab Kentwood?
Yep, Southern Lab Kentwood.
It's throw the records out week.
It is. You said Alexandria Ruston. Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Cool. I'm cool. Look, man, these are some games that got to be noted. They have some serious implications, man. And, I just want to give a big shout out to Iowa, man. Iowa is hot as fish grease right now.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Iowa got Eunice this week for to go 8-0 right now, and Eunice coming off of a blowout win of LaGrange. So I believe this is Iowa's homecoming. So it just spices up things to go get that 8th win.
Okay. I got another one for you I'm looking at right now. Neville at Ouachita Parish. Can Ouachita Parish get a big-time district win? They've been in the ball game with West Monroe and Ruston. Can they get the win against Neville?
And what state stature is Neville in after blowing a 30-13 lead a week ago?
Agreed. Yeah, you are right.
Two teams that desperately need a win right now. Neville's trying to avoid an 0-2 start in district play, and Ouachita Parish is trying to avoid an 0-3 start in district play.
There you go. We mentioned earlier
Man,
in the show. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
No, we got a delay. I'm good.
Okay. We mentioned Covenant Christian at Jeanerette. We mentioned them.
Man, I thought for sure St. Martinville had a shot to clip Jeanerette right there, but Jeanerette shows that they were forced to be reckoned with in Division IV non-select, not overlooking 3A St. Martinville to that potential district championship game this week. So kudos to them, 7-0.
Yep. We talked about early in the show also Jennings at Jennings at Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
East Ascension at Turlings. We talked about that. And As I'm still looking. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Big time games this upcoming week.
And have y'all made y'all announcement of where y'all heading yet?
We are hey Blaze, how you doing, man? How you doing, Blaze? We have so Thursday night we are at East Jefferson. It's gonna be John Ehret taking on East Jefferson Thursday night. Friday night, throw the records out. Pure Dislike, McDonough 35 versus George Washington Carver on Friday night. Those are our two games.
Austin said possibly district title on the line.
Yep, he is correct. Possibly district championship on the line between these two, and 35 and Carver. So that's
Carver been hot.
Yeah, yep.
Nick, you still debating?
Yeah, I want to see. Look, yeah, it's going to be a last minute decision, and I'm hoping, and I'd love to stay home and see a good game. I want to see the best game, and I'm gonna shoot for the St. James, and Donaldsonville. That's what the game I'm gonna shoot for. Because if I don't, I saw TC one time this year. He gonna talk about me bad. JB got to see his chain, and I didn't get to see his new chain.
I gotta call him back. He been calling me. I haven't been able to answer the phone when he called. I know y'all. I know everybody about to get me because Austin said I don't reply to him. Jordan said I didn't answer the phone for him, and TC been calling me, and I haven't been able to get to the phone for him. I apologize.
I could have been on the side of the road over there in the West Bank, and I would have had to go. I had to go fend for myself. Ask somebody at the gas station to help me out because JB wasn't coming.
Oh man. Blaze, I put it up and he said no. He said no. He didn't need help for the rest of the season.
Nope, we already got it taken care of.
There we go.
All right. Thursday night.
What you got, bro? Yeah.
If you two gentlemen want to get a good look at the 7-0 ERAF Bobcats, we will have them live on Under the Lights when they welcome in St. Martinville.
Okay.
Big district game right there. Huge implications. I mean, you only got 4 teams in that district, so keep that in mind. This one right here could decide the district champion moving forward, but Kaplan and Abbeville still has those 2 weeks also. And then, so that's Thursday. St. Martinville, ERAF. You want to get a good look at the top 5 undefeated ERAF Bobcats. You know where to find that come Thursday night. And then if you want to get a good look at the district title game, Friday night, it's 6-1 Gina Giants and 7-0 Bunkie Panthers live on Under the Light. I don't know where this is going. I don't know what's gonna happen in this one, but I'm just sign me up.
There it is.
All I can say. I'm gonna be how Gary likes to say that. We're gonna be sitting there, popcorn ready, and let the men on the field decide it.
That's too.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a classic high school football game. Classic.
Yeah.
Alex Fontenot in the chat right now. Speaking of the district champs, how about a 3-peat for the Northwest Raiders?
Clap it up for them. Clap it up for them.
Yeah. They knocked off Church Point in a thriller a week ago to claim the 3-peat of that district. So
congratulations on Alex, definitely. Look, Jordan, our good buddy Troy Narcisse, he wants to see Gina since they are in Division 3 non-select. Troy.
Be careful what you wish for.
I'm to say the same thing.
Troy, at least we broke our streak with Troy. Every time we would pick them, they would lose. And every time we picked against them, they would win. So at least we broke our streak with him last week. We all picked them and they won.
Good
so
deal.
You can't throw that against us next anymore.
Oh, man. So before we get out of here, I want to say everybody who's tuning in or who will watch the replay later on, you can catch the Hash It Out show, me, BK Jones, and George Peppers on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. and we're in right around 8:30. Wednesday, you can catch Under the Lights, Jordan Taylor and his crew from 8:30 till around 11 o'clock. Get you a good late night snack watching them. And then Thursday, at 11 o'clock, you can get you brunch. You got the Nick Network Prep Report. So catch us all throughout the week as we bring you the best high school content, all three of us. Before we go, any last words, JT?
Busy week for myself. I'm gonna be on 2 shows this coming week. So I'm gonna go sit down. I was invited to be a guest on the Karen Crow Coaches Show on Wednesday evening. So gonna go home and talk about Acadiana region of what's going on in the area for high school football related. And then I'll leave there. I'm gonna call into the Gina talk show that they do on their end to talk about the big matchup on Friday. And then we got Wednesday talk show, and then we got Thursday, Friday Night Lights.
All right, Nick Campbell.
Oh man, I tell you what, I wish my week was big as yours, but check this out, guys. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from the boot breakdown from guys in this area, but I want to implore everybody that's listening and watching on Sunday. We're doing it for an hour. Let's start sharing this. Let's start getting this boot breakdown more obvious to people that don't have an idea that is going on. So take your time and share it, because guys go at night after the show that went off. So if you get a chance, share it, like it, follow JB the Sports Guy and Jordan Taylor Under the Lights, and you get the information on a boot breakdown, because a lot of folks, they're loving it.
Definitely. And I want to thank everybody who's tuned in, not just to the boot breakdown, but to all of our shows throughout the week, and to our Game of the Week shows, Under the Lights, Friday night, Thursday night, or Saturday night, Game of the Week. Same for the Hash It Out show. We thank y'all so much for tuning in. Yeah. And we appreciate it so much.
Yeah, I had a powerful moment last night that I shared on my Facebook page. So if you guys have not got a chance to go watch that video, that was something I've never experienced at a football game before. So that was incredible. So I shared it for everyone to watch, and it touched me. So I hope it can touch someone else right there and around the world.
I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm not going to talk about it.
About the homecoming kid?
No, not the homecoming kid.
I posted a video about a powerful moment that happened last night at the 8-man semifinal game that we covered. So
okay, we'll share it.
Definitely.
To share it out for anyone out there, because it touched me, so I'm sure it's going to touch someone else.
Exactly. Definitely. I'm glad you mentioned it, my friend. Everybody, that is it for the boot breakdown. Thank y'all for tuning in. For Nick Campbell, for Jordan Taylor, I am JB the Sports Guy. We thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll see y'all during the week, like we said, and then we'll catch you here next Sunday at the same time. And I'm just glad that I'm on vacation from UPS this week. Thank you, Lord. Get some rest. All right, everybody, y'all take care.
That means I can call a little bit
Peace
more
out,
this week.
my brother.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, Jordy, call me a little bit more. All right, Nick. Peace out.
All right.